Is anybody hearing me? Am I live? You guys seeing me here? Hello, guys. I'm not sure if my live stream's going out because it gave me a message that it was stopped because an auto something had started or something. I don't know. But are you guys hearing me? Okay. Yep. I don't know why I got that message. It just said that the stream something had been stopped and I have to click go live. I don't know. OBS is just not behaving today. Having issues. It seems to be okay now, so we'll leave it alone. And if I get any more of those funny messages, I'll let you guys know. But hello, everybody. Welcome to Rick's Tech Pub today on a Sunday, March 15th. Did I say that right? Yeah. So I hope everybody's having a great day. It's a Sunday and we've got snow. I don't know how much we got, but that storm that I was talking about, it did show up. And it did dump quite a bit of snow. So I don't know. I don't think my local paper will tell me anything because it's Sunday and I'm also doing some other stuff in the background on the computer here. So if things seem a little glitchy, it's because I've got my computer rather busy. It's got 7 websites open and it's doing some recording and it's doing some downloading and it's doing some of this, doing some of that. So if things seem a little flaky today, it's because I've got my computer extremely busy. Besides doing a live stream. So I got a little bit of a dry throat, scratchy throat today, so don't mind me if I take a few drinks of Orange Crush because I'm trying to keep my voice lubricated so it doesn't go out on me. I need to get back over to chat, see who else showed up. Hello, Tim. Hello, William. Hello, Lawn Dog. You like snow? Really? You're an unusual one. William, Lawn Dog. Great guy. Hello. Nice to see you here. Scott. I think I said Ken already. Ski Man. Hello. Of course, Tim Tech. Tim, please head to my warning that I gave you. Just be careful of the words you use today. We kind of had problems with you in the last stream, so. But anyhow, besides that, I've been kind of goofing around with a couple of things. I know some people on the YouTube land out there would disagree with me doing this, but I'm doing it anyhow. I'm looking at WinHands, OpenShell, Windows debloat. I am also looking at Signal.org. It's a messenger. That's what I was wanting to talk about. Besides this Windows debloat stuff, we'll get to later. Signal.org. Signal.org. You can look it up yourself. Just go signal.org and then hit return. That should get you to the same web page that I'm at. It's a messaging app. A standalone, nobody else involved, like Messenger, Facebook Messenger, that's tied into Facebook. Google Messenger is a messaging app, but it's also tied into Google. Signal.org, I think, maybe I'm wrong, I believe is a standalone application. Maybe it is tied into something else, but I think Signal.org, the messaging app for both Windows and your phone, I think it's all by itself. I don't think it's tied into anything else. I think Signal.org is just Signal.org, not tied into anything else. Guy Kawasaki. I was watching Intelligent Machines last night, and they do interviews with people, and they were talking to this guy Kawasaki. He's written, oh God, how many books has he written? 6? I think he said he's written 6 books. One of them being Signal.org. I don't know, just for my friends and maybe my friends and family, I might try signal.org because you won't get bombarded like you do on Facebook Messenger. Like I got one today, unanimously. Went into my messenger, then I went into, well, let's go. Then I said, I went into notifications, and I've already got a friend's request from somebody I don't know. That won't happen on signal.org because they don't know you're there. They don't know how to get to signal.org because it's not connected to anything. So these unanimous, ununanimous, whatever they are, friends requests that you keep getting, that won't happen on signal.org. At least not that I'm aware of. I think it's blown away all of that. I think signal.org is all by itself. I don't think too many people use it. So if you're wanting to use something that's not buggy, tied in with everything else, and it's going to harass you, like Facebook Messenger does. It does that to me every day, every single day. I don't use Facebook, but I use their Messenger. And I tell you what, I'm about ready to drop their Messenger because I keep getting bombarded with friends requests from people out of the country who are apparently broke, have no money, and they're borrowing. Say, you have a couple $100,000 I could borrow? And this lady's already asked me if I had $60 that I could send overseas, and I blocked her. That's all they want. They just want your money. They're not really people. I don't think they're real people. I think they're bots or whatever, and they're all over the country, and they get on the Facebook Messenger and they just bombard me with friends requests. And they're not people. They're just whatever bots or whatever, maybe AI. I don't know, but it kind of bothers me that that's the sixth one I've gotten in 3 days. So I'm going to have to probably just cancel Messenger and tell everybody on my friends list of Messenger that I'm switching over to a different platform because I really need to get away from Messenger. Messenger is really starting to become a problem. And it's an everyday issue. I get at least 2 or 3 requests from women or guys that are overseas wanting the conversations start out well, but the minute I tell them I have a job and that I'm working, I'm self-employed, they say, "Oh, great, that means you have money. Would you mind if I ask for $300 so I can give it to my son so he can finish college or whatever?" I said, "Are you nuts? No, you can't." And then they don't want to be friends with me anymore. That's all they want is the money. And if the minute you say no, I'm never going to give you a cent, they walk away from you. And they say, "Well, you're not the friend I thought you were. Goodbye." Well, bye. So I'm having to block a lot of these people. There's a lot. My block list is starting to get rather long because I'm getting bombarded every single day with friends requests, and I just block, 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 and that's all I'm doing on Messenger nowadays. So when they talked about signal.org, I got interested. And maybe some of you should get interested if you don't want all the BS that Facebook is giving you and all the other messaging apps that are out there. You might want to try signal.org. It might be of interest to you. You're going to feel a little bit alone because nobody is around you when you're using signal.org. You're all by yourself. Unless you get your friends, family, and whoever to use it. That's what I would do, but it's up to you. There's also another browser that Chris Titus was talking about, and that's Ladybird. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who runs it. I didn't get into it. And he didn't really say anything about it. He said that's just sometimes. Well, I saw him use the website, and someone asked him because he won't talk to YouTube people. He only talks to Twitch. He uses Twitch and the other one at the same time. So he uses YouTube and Twitch, but he won't chat to the people on YouTube. He only uses Twitch because they're paying members. They're giving him money. Of course, I'm not, so he's never answered a question of mine, and he won't because I did get a hold of him, and I'm not going to answer any of your questions until I start getting some revenue from you. consistent revenue. And so I said, okay, fine, then don't talk to me. But he came across this ladybird.org. Again, it's a standalone web browser. And like I said, you're going to feel alone because nobody, I think, uses Ladybird. Although Chris is talking about it, so maybe some people are starting to use it, but it's not going to be crowded and bloated like Google and Firefox, where there's just people all the way around you looking at you. I don't think that's the case with Ladybird. So, and then I'll get to chat here in a minute. I know you guys are saying things, and I'll catch up to you guys in a minute. Claude Code. You know, it's for coding or whatever. I don't know what Claude Code is. I think it's for coding. Maybe some of you people want to look into that if you're into coding. I'm trying to get into coding, but that seems to be a lost dream, so I think I'm going to be dropping that. And then the last thing on my list is Amazon Health. I don't know if any of you guys have used Amazon Health. I don't know what the advantage of using it is. I guess you can go on Amazon Health, and if you have certain symptoms or whatever, I guess you can go to Amazon Health and say, I'm having a pain in my wrist, like right here, and you do certain things. You can ask what could be the I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know who you're talking to or what you're talking to. But there is Amazon Health. I guess you can get prescriptions from them. I don't know how faithful that is. I'd ask your doctor about Amazon Health if it's of any good. I don't know. I've never used Amazon Health. So, and then the last three I'm going to talk about is something I'm working on today and probably this week that I'll talk about in my live streams is Windows Debloat, WinHands.net, and OpenShell. I know Greg uses OpenShell. So I'm going to probably play around with those three. I know a lot of people out there aren't going to like that I'm doing that. I'm going to say, stay away from that stuff. It's dangerous. Not if you know what you're doing and don't go too far with it. Yes, it will screw things up if you go too far. And if you don't know exactly what you're doing, you will turn your computer into a brick. So if you don't know exactly what you're doing with Windows and these debloat and these other programs that change Windows, because it changes the registry, and that's what you got to be aware of whenever you're using these programs. And I think Greg can agree with me, is that when you're using these programs, it changes the registry. And some of the changes it makes may not be correct. So if you click the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing, you might turn your computer into a brick. So be very careful when using these. In fact, I'd suggest you don't unless you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Some of the stuff I do know, and I've talked to Brytech about WinHands. The guy that runs WinHands or invented or made WinHands is a guy called Memory. You can look him up on the YouTube. Just go to your YouTube search and go MEMORY, hit return. It should bring you to, maybe it won't. I don't know. I'd have to check it, but I think it brings you to his videos where he builds and works with WinHands. I don't know if he's the original creator of it, but he's the one saying he's upgrading things in it. He's changing things. He's building it, and he's also upgrading some of the things he's doing to it. So I don't know. I need to kind of play around with that for a little while. Not going to do it for a long time, because these programs will screw you over if you do it wrong. Now, I know Greg uses OpenShell. That's another one I'm probably going to look into, but I have their, OpenShell, I don't know. Greg, what is their website? Is it openshell.org, openshell.net, or openshell. What? That's all I have is OpenShell, and I don't know what the rest of it is. Like WinHands is winhands.net, and Windows Debloat is Windows. It's from Windows. But OpenShell, I don't know where I'd go to get that. So that's just my little speech today. That's all I'm going to talk about. And I'll talk with chat here for the rest of the time. And it's about 15 minutes. So yes, I don't like the new menus. Yeah, some of them are okay. Why am I so dark? Some of them are all right, but the menus thing, I think we're just gonna have to try to get used to it. I mean, I've used their menus a lot on Windows, and they're just something to get used to. There's another one out there that modifies the UI on Windows, and I can't remember the name of it. And Cyber CBU Tech used it, and god dang it if I can't remember what it is. Yeah, escaping me. I'll have to watch that video again and see which Windows modifier thing he uses. I think it might have been WinHands. I'm not sure. Yeah, hello, Unbothered Avocado. Hello, Ski Man. Hello, Richard. Hello, Winter Mute, and thank you. No, GitHub. I don't like GitHub. I don't know how to use that site, but I will take it and I'll eventually figure it out. Oh. Okay, there is just a direct download. Okay, never mind. You can find the latest stable version here. Alright, never mind what I said. I thought that was gonna go to GitHub, and GitHub just brings me to tears because I just can't navigate GitHub. And everybody tells me, you want to go to get something, go to GitHub. Really? I've never gotten GitHub to work with me. Never. So someone smarter than me might be able to teach me how to use GitHub, because every time Chris Titus tells me to go get something he has from GitHub, here, I won't tell you the hell I go through. I will save that page, and thank you, Greg. I'll look into that, and I'll look into WinHands. WinHands.net seems to be a little easier to use than OpenShell. Although they seem to be both the same, so that you just do things differently. But again, be careful of using these things. These programs can bite you in the butt. If you pick the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, or just checkmark everything, don't do that. Don't be that guy that checkmarks everything and just tells the program to run. You won't have Windows anymore. Ask me how I know. I know somebody that did that, and they called me, and I had to reload his system because he was using some kind of program that someone told him to use, and they said just checkmark everything on the page and then hit run or whatever. You shouldn't have done that. He paid the price for that one. So that's all I know today. So, hello, Jeff. Hello, Ken. How you doing today? Speaking of weather and everything, how's everybody's weather around the United States? How about you guys check in and tell me what your weather is? Ken, what's your weather like? Winter Mute, Scott, Richard, Long Dog, everybody. What's your weather like in your area? Cloudy, cool, wind, hot? I know Brian said he was in the 70s or 80s today. Scott's horrible. Ken says it's just windy. Lawn Dog, what's your weather like? Seems to be intended for Ladybird browser seems to be intended for Linux, Mac, and not Windows. Um, I saw the opposite on their website. It says they're gonna be getting it to work with Linux and Mac sometime this year. So that kind of tells me I think it works with Windows, and they just added Mac and Linux sometime this year. I don't know. I might be reading it wrong, but I think that's what it said. Is they just recently added Mac and Linux this year, which means I think they were using it for Windows. I don't know. 74, mostly cloudy. Is what Wintermute said. And we are 29. Oh, this computer's gonna hate me. I've got so many tabs open right now. Oh my god, we got wind and ice last night, so all the roads are icy. There is not a lot of traffic on the bridge today, the Washington Street Bridge. There's only maybe you see maybe one or two cars every once in a while. It's not the constant flow of traffic like it usually is. It's because those bridges are ice. They got a nice thick layer of ice on them, and then it snowed, and then it warmed up again. It rained again, and then this morning the temperature fell below 32, so all that snow and ice froze. So they're all driving on about that much snow and ice. Not a day to be out driving in this area. It is very slick, and I've talked to people in my building, and they said the roads are just skating rinks. So she went to work, and while she got halfway to work, and she gently turned around, and she came back home and told her boss she's not going to make it. She'll get into a wreck before she gets there. The roads are glare ice. And her boss said, yeah, nobody else is showing up here today either because they can't get in. And they either got snowed in or they got ice, and they can't get their windshield wipers to get off the ice. So a lot of employers, a lot of people are just staying home today because of the weather. Not the kind of weather you want to be driving in. At least not in my area. It's not good. Oh, Ski Man. Going to get some nasty weather and a lot of wind. Some heavy lightning. And pouring rain starting Sunday and Monday. Huh. What do you want me to read, Ken? I am reading everything. Jeff record here also. Inches of snow in 24 hours. Closing grocery stores at 3 p.m. That's what Scott said. Yikes. Yeah, I think they might be doing that here if the weather is bad enough. I gotta go check Ken's link. See if this gets me anywhere. Back to YouTube. Go to site. That's GitHub. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this GitHub. It's just Libraries use multi-process architecture. Well, let me tell you. Well, that ain't telling me anything. I'll have to read this later. There's a lot to read here. Serenity OS. Not understanding what I'm reading here. Based on web standards. What the hell does that mean? Web standards. JavaScript. libcrypto, whatever that means. libgfx. I don't know what I'm reading here. How do I build and run this? You have to build it before you run it. Runs on Linux, Macs, and Windows. There you go, Ski or Lawn Dog. It does run on Windows. At least that's what what GitHub says. Ladybird runs on Linux, Mac OS, Windows. Unless they're wrong. But it does say Windows in there. But again, I don't know. I've never played with any of this stuff, and I've never played with GitHub. Someone's going to have to teach me how to use GitHub, because Chris Titus keeps telling me, use GitHub, get everything from GitHub. I don't know how to do that. I've never used GitHub, so somebody's going to have to take a couple of nights or days and teach me how to use GitHub. Because I'd like to use it, because Chris Titus keeps telling people, go to GitHub, go to GitHub. Go to what? And he said, go to GitHub. So what the hell is that? He just flew his hand out. He said, never mind, Rick. You're too much of an idiot to understand what it is, so just stay away from it. Well, he is partly right. He just doesn't like people that don't understand what he's saying, and I didn't understand what he meant by what GitHub was. That was a year or two ago, and he got mad at me. He said, just stay off of the internet if you don't understand what I'm telling you. Go to GitHub. And I said, what is GitHub? And he just said, never mind, Rick. It's like, I don't know what GitHub is. I was just being honest with him. And he got upset with me. Do you see where it is on the link? That link is verified. Yes. Check the link at 3. What link? I don't see a link. Check the link at 323. What link? What do you mean by 323? It's the open show. I don't think. Yeah, sorry guys for dealing with such an idiot today. I don't know anything about GitHub or what you guys are talking about. I know nothing about it. So sorry for being such a dumbass, but I don't know anything about this. I thought it'd be something to get into, but it might not be if they want me to use GitHub. So yeah, that's the website I think I have this one. Yeah, I have that right there. Ladybird.org. Thank you, Ski Man. Yeah, that's on GitHub too. God damn it. It looks like a lot of the stuff I won't be able to use because it's through GitHub, and I don't know anything about GitHub. I don't understand the name of it. Source code. What is source code? I don't want to click on it. It might go somewhere where I don't want it to. Yeah, I'm just one big, huge idiot when it comes to stuff like that. And I don't understand it. I just thought it's not more so much for me. It's more for you guys. If you guys want to play with it, you can. I'm just pointing this stuff out to you. I don't know how to use any of this stuff, so you guys might be able to figure it out. The community chat for the Ladybird is on Discord. Discord. Yeah, I'm not educated enough to use that stuff. I was just pointing it out to you guys. 2:23 your time? I don't know. Lone Dog, maybe not Rick. Let's see what the group comes up with. Look for release. Look for the release in the right column. Well, you've lost me already, Wintermute. What do you mean, right column? It means you have to compile the code to run it. What? Git is a source code control system developed by Linus Torvalds, the developer of Linux. GitHub is a code repository now owned by Microsoft. It has source code and often pre-compiled executable files. Okay. I don't know. I was just pointing the stuff out. It's not the stuff I'm going to use, but I'll probably try using winhands.net. That seems to be the easiest one. And Greg pointed out OpenShell. I might try that one. I might. Some of this other stuff, I don't know. I would like to try signal.org, but I don't know. Starting to have second thoughts. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But if you guys want to play with it, you can. Then show me how it works, and I might get interested, but I'm not going to really dig into it myself because I'm an idiot when it comes to things like this. Love the history. 2:33. Now I'll go a few more minutes here. I don't really want to go away yet, but I'm still trying to read everything in chat. And at the top, John said he may not, I'm not sure if he's going to be around for my show. Have a good day. Well, he said the same thing yesterday, didn't he? Wasn't here yesterday. Yeah, we do have, I don't know, it's not snowing now, but it was this morning when I got off Zoom last night. I looked out my window and it didn't look too pretty outside. I think I'm going to stay home today. I'm not going to go out and mess with that ice. Maybe this would be a really good subject to cover on Zoom. Stuff like Ladybird, so forth. So, yeah, I might have brought up a bad subject with you guys. This might not, I don't know anything about it, so. Thinking it would be nice to have an explanation from, duh. Oh, on GitHub? I don't know if he uses GitHub or not. He might. But he does everything public, and I'm not public. I want this stuff to be private. Just between me and one or two or three other people. When Doug, the entire world is listening to him, and I'm kind of skittish of that. You guys can if you want. Oh, there was something I was going to ask Doug the other day. I think it was last Sunday I thought of it. Then I thought of it this Sunday, yesterday. I was going to ask him, and I thought, yeah, that might not be a good idea. It was off subject, and it was something I don't think he'd want to talk about. publicly, and I don't want to get snapped at, so I just kept quiet. Yeah, I don't know what Doug would think of GitHub. I don't know if he's ever meddled with that kind of stuff. He might have. It might be good to get his full explanation of what GitHub is and if he uses it, and if it's a good thing to use. I'm kind of on the fence. I really don't know. Although it's run by Windows, but then again, it's run by Windows, so that could be a shit show of its own. I don't know. A lot of people use GitHub, so Signal messaging app is useful for politicians. Booty, what the fuck? Booty call? Pete Hinges made a mistake using that app. Yikes. Okay, well then, cross that one off the list. Doesn't hurt to ask Doug. Doug is yeah, I know, I'm just kind of, I don't know, chicken about doing it. I've gotten so used to asking Carrie questions and getting yelled at for asking a question that I'm kind of timid of asking people questions. Might get yelled at. So that's why I really don't want to do it, because of the experiences I've had in the past. And I've gotten yelled at and people pointing the finger and say, don't ask questions like that. So I'm kind of skittish about doing it. And people have literally pointed their fingers at me and said, stop. Okay, I just asked a question, but that's why I really don't like doing that, because people have yelled at me for asking questions. You don't need to be asking questions like that. I just asked you a question if you could do that or not, and he said you don't need to ask questions like that. Okay. That's why every time I want to, I go back to that incident, and I just end up not doing it. Catherine Hauserman, wow, hello. Wow, that is good to see you, Catherine. Why GitHub? You need the source code. I don't know. I was just playing around with things, thinking about it. Probably not going to. It was just a thought. Probably an immature thought. So I'm probably not going to mess with anything. Being that you asked, I probably won't. I was just bringing it up to you guys so you guys could use it. I'm just bringing it up to you so you guys could use it. Not so much for me. It's something if you want to get interested in, you can try it. I was just bringing it up to you guys. I'm probably not going to use it, but if any of you guys want to use it, you're more than welcome to. I probably won't. Because I could foresee problems coming from that. So I'm just too childish about it. Here you can ask. Well, I've been told it is. Asking questions is something, I don't know, I've just had several people on the internet yell at me. It's like, why are you asking a question like that? It's like, I asked it wrong, I guess. That's unfortunate, Rick. A good friend or someone with a sense of decency should never shame anyone for something they don't know about. Yeah, it is, but they've kind of got me locked down to not doing it. I mean, one of them was with Kerry Holzman many years ago. I asked a question, and boy, did I piss him off. Boy, he did not like that. I think it was when he was in his old studio and he was hot, he was tired, and he just snapped at me. He said, "Well, Rick, let me tell you something." Okay, all right, sorry, I asked. I'll never do it again. And since then, I haven't. And there was another guy, I forget what website or what live stream I was on, but I asked, well, I think he thought I was doubting what he was saying, and I wasn't. And I told him, I said, no, I'm trying to agree with you, but from that, he just told me just stay quiet. So I just jumped off his live stream and never went back. Easy bully, small. Yeah, yeah. I've only heard he's what 5'4", 5'5". Well, he sure makes himself seem a lot taller than that. I think that's what he said. He's only 5'5", 5'4", something like that. He's an inch. He's a little more than an inch taller or shorter than me. So he's not that short, but he makes it. He says he's so doggone short, and then many years ago he said he was 5'5" or 5. Yeah, I'm 5'6", and he said he was 5'5". So I told him, "You're only an inch shorter than me." And he said, "Yeah, it just seems like I'm short because everybody's so much taller than me." He's like, "No, you're only about an inch taller than me." He didn't know that. I said, "That's interesting. I didn't know your height." So yeah, I'm 5'6". Yeah, okay. Oh, let's see. It's got some of your shorts and clicked, liked, and commented. Yeah, I need to get watching some of Scott's stuff too. I haven't done that in a while. Did the other day. I watched two of them. Yeah, Jeff, you absolutely do. Only not asking. Did someone say they're on signal? I am on signal. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's just some of the stuff for you guys to use, and if you use it and don't have any problems with it, and you can tell me, then I'll go and try it. But for me to nosedive into this stuff, I'd probably get myself into a lot of deep doo doo. And that's what I was saying. It's just more for like for stuff for you guys to play with, if you want to. I'm not saying you have to. I'm probably just gonna not. I don't know. Winhance, I might try and a few other things, but I don't know. And there's Ladybird and Cloud. Ladybird. Some of the stuff I have to do more research on, find out what it's about. No issues with signal. Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I might try it. I might. I don't know. Big word behind the word might. I might. I'm not sure yet. But thank you for your saying there's no issues with it. That's a little bit more reassuring for me. Ken Stout, you still here? Or did I accidentally chase him away? And I didn't mean to. Hey, John. You have no snow yet. Yeah, we got some snow yesterday. Not too much. I think maybe a couple inches, maybe 3 inches. Ken says he's still here. Well, that's good. Then I'm gonna wrap it up here in a couple about a minute here, guys. We got few other things I want to do, and I gotta get something to eat. Anything going on Zoom there, Ken? I know I went there yesterday. You guys were off in a different room, and I noticed that. I said the host is open. That message about a host opening a room and ask for whatever. And I kind of figure you guys were off in a different room, so I was gonna come back in about 15, 20 minutes later, but I got distracted. Busy on the trailer. Catherine, I run Signal on Linux Mint because I rage installed it in March 2025. Did not look back. Yeah. 5 of us there. Okay. And yes, the other day I created a breakout room and apparently everybody went to it. Yeah, I saw that you guys were in a room, so I decided I was gonna come back later, but then I didn't. I decided to lay down instead. So with that, guys, it's been nice talking to you. It's kind of nice to have a Sunday where I get to talk to people online and see what everybody's up to. Um, I'll probably get on Zoom a little bit later, see what you guys are doing. But in the meantime, it was fun talking to you guys. I will have a live stream tomorrow. Always on Monday. Same time. I don't know what we'll talk about. I'll figure out something. Probably the same stuff. Maybe I'll add to it. And we'll kind of go off from today and kind of see where we're at. But in the meantime, I'm going to go. Probably going to step outside for a while, see how windy it is, see what it's like outside. And hope all of you have a great day. And I'll see all of you tomorrow. Bye for now.